They're already trying to make this sound just procedural, like just another day in Washington. I assure you, it absolutely is not. When you look behind the headlines here, lawmakers just reached an agreement in principle to one of the biggest blockers of crypto adoption here in the United States. And they're already framing it like, some minor technical compromise. They usually do this when it's something big underneath that they don't want you to see, but we see it because when you strip away the noise, you see this is real progress. This is the future. And for Ripple and XRP, this is exactly the type of environment we've been positioned for. A world where the rules are defined, the ambiguity, it's removed, and the infrastructure here that's already being built can finally operate at scale without any legal friction. The technology works, that we know. Now it's about rolling out the financial system of the future. So while this gets presented as just a compromise on some minor yield on stable coins, the real story that gets unlocked next. That's coming. And that's what they are hoping you don't see at the end of the day. We got a lot to go over here. Let's look at this. First and foremost, we see this narrative a lot. XRP. Why is XRP's price falling when Ripple's just winning every day? It's winning, 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 but not for XRP holders. The price just hasn't been great. Not yet. Now, we see Ashish Birla here. He says, there's seen this commentary within the XRP community, some version of why is XRP price dislodged from adoption metrics? Here's the quick take. XRP is not yet a liquidity bridge at scale, the version of XRP that we believe could drive, sustained utility demand. When banks and businesses leverage it as working capital. So we're talking about at scale. At scale, there's going to be so much demand that it's not going to matter what's going on in the world. We're going to have a much higher baseline than when we find ourselves. But don't fool yourself. This isn't just an XRP problem. There's a lot going on within crypto, a lot of great things, a lot of blockchains, a lot of companies, and it's depressed at the moment. Prices are down. It's not the end of the world. It's just a market condition. It's not an XRP condition. It's the market in general, and that's been the issue here. Now, XRP, $1 billion backed company holding 473 million XRP just got filed to go public. Again, this is Evernorth. Ashish is the CEO, of course. A big deal here for XRP Ledger. The ecosystem here, the XRP coin. And remember this, it's not about that starting valuation. What's the goal of this? What are they trying to do with this company? Well, they want to grow your XRP per share. Other words, they're going to be a perpetual buyer of XRP off of the market. It's been funded by Ripple, Kraken, SBI, Chris Larsen himself. This is a big deal, and they get this flywheel going. It's going to be a proof of concept for Ripple, right? That Ripple should be valued at more than their holdings of their XRP, plus all the businesses. But beyond that, they're going to be buying supply off the market if this DAT is successful. And again, the good news is here, they can use XRP productively. They're starting without having to use a lot of debt. We'll see what they do here. Hopefully, Ashish has a great plan. And if he does, it will go well. Now, in the morning, this is the big story. I reported that from CNBC that the compromise should be announced today for the Clarity Act, that this thing is going to happen. And that's what we were hearing all day. Then it came out that rumors had emerged that a deal had been struck. Look at that. We're making some progress. So you can understand what's going on here. We have Senator Tim Scott, who says they have agreed in principle. So nothing's final until it's on the president's desk and signature to paper. But this is a big hump to get over. We had to get, unfortunately, the banking lobbyists and the crypto lobbyists to agree. Why is that necessary? Well, politicians, they don't want to upset the apple cart here. They want to get paid from both sides. So they're trying to get a deal that both would be happy with, both could live with, and it looks like we've done that, at least in principle here. Banks, of course, fear deposit flight. If, I can put my money with Coinbase or Kraken and earn money off my stable coins and it's safe, well, why am I going to put my money with the bank and they take all the interest? That's really what they're worried about, right? They would have to be competitive. If I could just leave it with my bank and they pay me 3-4% just to have money in my checking account, I might not move it. But then they don't get to just grift all that money away. That's the issue. Well, they've come to a compromise, and it sounds like, they're not going to just be able to hold stable coins. You have to do something else. Maybe, you'll have to have some membership like Coinbase One, or you'll have to do something. It'll be much like credit card rewards. It sounds like White House advisor Patrick Witt says fears are overblown. Expect fresh capital to flow into banks, not out of it. And we've kind of seen that, right? There's all this, stuff out there that crypto in general, stable coins, that it was going to harm, fiat currencies. And what is it actually doing right now? It is extending fiat currency, its reach into new markets that it otherwise could not get, your big ones at least. And Chris Larson said that years ago that blockchain would do exactly that. It wouldn't replace the fiat currency. It would make it more usable and extend its reach. And again, you could zip dollar bills into all sorts of markets. You don't have to ask permission. You don't have to pass a law. It runs on permissionless rails. And that's what really they like. That's what they like about this technology. Now, Eleanor Terrett posted this. The SEC's latest guidance on token legal status when it comes to investment contracts leaves many interpretive questions unanswered, says New York crypto lawyer. It's best viewed as a bridge towards clarity. And listen, we need this to be law. The SEC's opinion on things, that can blow with the wind. It can change over time. We need to make sure this is codified for protection of this whole industry. Now, I reported on this. The SEC, they're putting crypto into different baskets. You have the commodity, the digital commodity, XRP, yay for that. You have NFTs and collectibles, easy to understand, digital tools, stable coins, and lastly, you have digital securities, tokenized stocks and bonds, things like that. A lot of people are asking me, is this coin a commodity or is it a tool? Most of the stuff you're investing in is just going to be a straight digital commodity, right? Most of the coins you're going to buy in the open market. But if it is a collectible, if it's a tool, does it really matter? The only thing it needs to not be is an unregistered digital security, right? And most securities, you'll know by the face of it. It's going to be a tokenization of a stock, ownership interest in a company, partnership interest, something like that. Traditional securities types of things. But again, we need these laws because what the SEC did here, it's great that they're working with this industry, giving clarity. That's what we've been asking for a long time, but we have to protect ourselves for the future. I saw this. I don't know if you guys saw this. So Canton Network, I don't have any Canton. I have reported on it a time or two. A very interesting project, and they have some of the biggest partners. They're doing big stuff out there. And they were on Paul Barron. And Paul was grilling it. You could tell the guy from Canton wasn't having a good time. I quite liked the interview. First of all, it was entertaining because I'm kind of trollish in nature and like that kind of stuff. But beyond that, if I was this representative from Canton, I would have just answered the tough questions and not got so irritated. I understand why he was. We're all human. But, a lot of times with these interviews, like if I have someone on here, I'll be, oh, your ideas are great. And I'll just give them softball questions. Like a good interviewer, they're going to put up the hard questions. And the one thing that I would bring up that Paul asked, and I wish he would have drove down a little more into this. When I look at Canton, and again, I don't know everything about it. But we look at this project right now. I think they have 6 trillion, get this, RWAs right now on chain. They're doing a lot of action. They have some of the biggest partners there are. So this is no joke. But the coin, that is what most of us would be worried on for an investment perspective. With all of that going on, the coin is churning a few $1 million a day. Today it did $7.76 million in daily volume. So my question is, if 6 trillion or whatever it is, 5-6 trillion of RWA activity, if that gets us to a daily volume of $7 million, what does it take to get up to, 100 million or 200 million or $1 billion worth of trade on this network? We had to have a gazillion, dollars worth of RWAs. What are really the drivers of value for that token, the utility use of that token? Is it out there or not? That I don't know. I wish they would have delved a little bit more into it because that's what I would want to know as a potential investor. Either way you look at it, they're doing big things. It's a real project. Is it a good investment? That's still my question. I know a lot of you out there have Canton in your portfolio. Let me know down below. Is more stuff coming on the horizon that's going to drive demand for that token? Because they're already doing a lot, but it's not driving that token volume, at least on a daily basis. Again, we're only at like $7 million. So stuff like this, hey, if all fair game, ask the tough questions, and you got to be able to handle it. And I'm telling you right now, if that would have been David on there, he would have laughed and then he would have given you the serious answer, and he would have turned all the naysayers into believers. Y'all can't be David, though. He is a special character for sure. But let me know down below what you think. Canton, real utility, of course. But is this token going to be a good token to have in your portfolio? I'd like to hear from you. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.